The 2019 NFL Combine is almost here, and with that, draft season is really starting to ramp up. With the Senior Bowl in the rear view and the NFL Draft rapidly approaching, the Combine is another opportunity for NFL teams to scout their potential new franchise cornerstones. Every year the best collegiate players meet in Indianapolis, Indiana to show off their athleticism and football skills. The week-long process gives scouts and coaches a first-hand look at various skills like speed, agility, strength and ball skills. Going through a litany of different workouts, prospects get the opportunity to really show out and improve their draft stock prior to April's draft. Here is a summary of the events that will take place from Tuesday, February 26th to Monday, March 4th. Tuesday, February 26th, the first three groups of players arrive on Tuesday. Group 1 is kickers, special teamers, and some offensive linemen. Group 2 is the remainder of the offensive linemen. Group 3 is the talented and deep running back class. These groups will go through the registration process, do pre-exams for medicals, and some interviews. Wednesday, Feb. 27 on Wednesday, groups 4, 5 and 6 arrive and go through the same registration and pre-screening processes as the first three groups. Group 4 is composed of the tight ends, while groups 5 and 6 are the quarterbacks and wide receivers, mixed in both. In addition, groups 1 through 3 will begin their full medical examinations and measurements, more testing, and interviews with media and teams. Thursday, February 28th. Thursday brings three more groups of prospects into the fold. Groups 7 and 8 are both full of defensive linemen, while Group 9 is linebackers. They will, like the other groups on their first day, get registered and go through pre-screen ordeals and orientations. Groups 4, T, 5, QB, WR, and 6, QB, WR, will endure their medicals and measurements, testing, and interview processes. Also, the Day 1 arrivals will take the Wonderlic test, the bench press, workouts, and more interviews. This includes kickers, special teamers, offensive linemen, and running backs. Friday, Mar. 1. The final two groups join the fold on Friday with groups 10 and 11, both composed of defensive backs. Typically defensive backs have a lot of eyes on them during the process as they have the most to gain and a lot to lose. They will go through all the first day adventures of registration and orientation. Groups 7, 8, and 9 will get measurements and full medical examinations in conjunction with some interviews. Meanwhile, the tight ends, wide receivers, and quarterbacks will do the bench press, Wonderlic, and be accessible for the media. Finally, the first day arrivals, the kickers, special teamers, offensive linemen, and running backs will work on the field. This includes all of the events such as 40-yard dash, long jump, broad jump, and shuttle drills. This will also be the first day with televised coverage that will kick off at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on NFL Network. Saturday, Mar. 2. With no new arrivals, Saturday is a bit simpler. Saturday will also be the first time the NFL Combine is carried by a national broadcaster in ABC. They will cover 2 hours of quarterback and wide receiver action beginning at 10 a.m. ET. Let's break it down by groups again. Groups 4, 5, and 6, including tight ends, quarterbacks, and wide receivers, will get their on-field work and including all of the drills mentioned earlier. This will be the portion covered by ABC on national television. While those groups take the field, Groups 7, 8, and 9 will do bench press, Wonderlic, and talk to the media. This is all of the defensive linemen and linebackers who arrived on Thursday. Finally, the two defensive backs groups, 10 and 11, will get measured and pre-examined for the medical portions while also participating in team interviews. By this point, the first day arrivals including the kickers, special teamers, offensive linemen, and running backs will be done and headed home. Sunday, Mar. 3. As the Combine begins to wind down, coverage will kick off at 9 a.m. ET on Sunday. Groups 4 through 6 will be gone, meaning the tight ends, quarterbacks, and wide receivers will now all be patiently waiting for the draft. Groups 7 through 9 will now get their shot at working on the field with the 40-yard dash and other drills. These groups include defensive linemen and linebackers. It will be a big day for them. Finally, the two groups of defensive backs will hit the weight room to try their hand at the bench press in addition to taking the Wonderlic and talking to the media. Monday, March 4th, the final day of the 2019 NFL Combine, wraps up with all of the on-field work for the final two groups. The defensive backs will drastically improve or degrade their draft stock with how well they perform in the speed and agility drills like the 40-yard dash and shuttle drill. Coverage will be provided by NFL Network again, and it will begin at 9 a.m. Eastern Time.